Okay, come, let's start. Let me ask you one first question. What is linear programming? What is linear programming? What for we have to calculate linear programming? Why I have to use that? No. No. Now, linear programming is used to calculate to get maximum profit with minimum cost. And linear programming is used to when you have some limitation. Limitation in product such as like material or labor. You have some limitation, right? Like demand, you have some limitation. And your labor hours, you have some limitation. So when you have that limitation, how you want to combine that and get a maximum profit with minimum cost. That's called linear programming. So you only can find two problems. You only can use linear programming for two problems. If more than two problems, for example, you only have x and y, variable x, problem x or problem y. If you have more than x or y, you have another one more called z. You cannot use that. You have to use simplex. Another one more chapter, another one higher level. So linear programming, you only can use what? X and y. Two problems, two variables. Now, linear programming, the important part is you have to find the what? What is your problem in that question? Okay, so let's start. Suppiah brand, a manufacturer of superior garden ornaments, is preparing its production budget for coming period. The company makes 4 types of ornaments, the data for which is as follows. So you got 4 products, M, S, L, U. So you have information of direct materials, variable overhead and selling price. Then you have a direct labor hours. You got 3 type of labor hours, type 1, type 2, type 3. And then you have a fixed overhead amount, 18,000 per period. Per period means what? For one year. Okay, it's already for 1 year. So just put a note over there. Per period means it's already for what? 1 year. Okay, you no need to do any adjustment. Now remember, fixed overhead must be always in what? In total amount. It cannot be in per unit. If it is in a per unit, you have to make it as a total amount. Get it? Next, each type of labor is paid for per hour. Okay, so for per hour. So later we have to find the what? How much your total hour in value. Okay. But because of the skills involved, an employee of one type cannot be used for work normally done by another type. Look at that, this one, this part. Okay, this part. So this is means what? This is problem, am I right? This is problem, or we call as what? Limitation. You have some limit over there. So that's problem, limitation. The maximum hours available for each type of labor are as follows. So over there, they gave you all the hours, how many hours for every type. Okay, very good. Now, the marketing department judged that present selling price, demand for the product is likely to be as follows. So this is your demand for all the products. M, unlimited demand. Now, when you say unlimited demand, do you have any problem? Unlimited demand. Infinity, right? No problem. Okay, so over here, it's good, no problem. S also unlimited demand, so no problem. But over here, 1500 units, U 1000 units. What you can see from that? Yes, you have some. You have some limitations over there. Only 1500 units can be produced for L. Only 1000 units can be produced for U. That much only. You cannot go beyond that or lesser. You can produce lesser, or equal to the maximum of what? 1500. You cannot go beyond that. So that's limitation. Okay, so that's another problem. Required A. Calculate the product mix. So later we have to find the mixture. When you mix together all the products, what will give you the what? The maximum profit with minimum cost. That's the one I told you just now. But you mix which product? The product that you have a limitation. The product that does not have some limitation, you don't what? Calculate. No problem. Next, what will maximize contribution of the manufacturer? So we have to find the what? Maximum contribution later. Okay. B. Calculate the amount of the profit of the manufacturer. So later on your part B, we have to calculate the what? Profit for the manufacturer. So that's on the last part. So basically B is nothing much, little bit only. A is your what? The longer word. Okay. So I hope you bring a graph paper today. Very good. So come. Now from the question, what is the first working that you have to do? What is the first working? You have material, you have variable overhead, you have selling price, you have labor hours. From this, what you can find? Starts from C. What is that? Yes, they ask you to find contribution. So you have to find what? Contribution, am I right? So first working is going to be what? How much your contribution per unit, or we call as what? CPU lah. Contribution per unit. Okay? So how do you start? You have product, am I right? But now we have to find contribution per unit only for the product that you have limitation. My question is, which product? L and U for these both products only. Okay, so over here is going to be L and U. L, U. So now, over here, what is the first item should be in a contribution per unit? How do you calculate contribution per unit? What is the formula? Selling price minus variable cost. So same thing here, we're going to do all the workings. So the first one going to be your selling price. Now selling price given over here 125 and what? 320. So put it in your working. 125 and 320 less your what? Less your variable cost. Now what is the first variable cost? We have what? We have our direct material, then we have our variable overheads and what? Direct labor. So we got 3 variable overheads over there. So let's start with the direct material first. So how much a direct material? 25 and 20 for L and U. Put it in a bracket because it's going to be minus. Next is your variable overhead. How much your variable overhead? How much your variable overhead? Now here, normally for my students, I'll pick up a variable overhead. So normally I won't put any variable, I will change. So over here, I want you to put 20 and 50, for example. Okay, normally I fill in the blank, I'll change. Okay, 20 and 50. So how much should it put it over here? 20 and what? 50. Okay. Next is your what? Direct labor. Now, direct labor, we got a slight problem over here. Direct labor, we got 3 types. Which type you should calculate? Type 1, type 2 or type 3? Sure, confirm. 2 and 3. Why was that? Why 2 and 3? Because you have limitation only in these 2 products, am I right? So you have to choose only the what? Type 2 and what? Type 3. So over here, type 1, sorry, type 2 and type 3. Now, how do you going to calculate the total? Here it is what? Hours, am I right? It's only hours. We have to calculate for the value. Now, how much a value? 4 per hour. Okay, 4 per hour. So you have to calculate how much. You have to show the working over here. RM4 times what? 10 hour. And over here also the same, RM4 times what? 10 hour. And for the type 3 going to be 5 and 25. RM4 times 5 hour. RM4 times what? 25 hour. So here going to be 4, 40, 40 as well. Here going to be how much? 20, 100. Very good. So far so good. Anything else? No? So let's find for the what? Your contribution per unit. So take your selling price minus all the variables. Here you will get 20. Here you get 1 for 5. Now working number 2. What is that? Huh? No. Working number 2 is what? No. Define the variables. Now what I told you, in linear programming you only have 2 variables, x and y. So you have to find what is your x, what is your y. So you have to change your product L and U into the what? X and Y. So you just define only lah. Okay. So basically is what? Let L and let U into what? X and Y. That's all. Define the variables. Working number 3. Working number 3 is what? Objective functions. You have to find for the function. Because later when we find the when we come up with a graph, you have the vertex, the points you have to integrate into the what? Into function. You have to find for the function. So what is your function over here? C equals to what? No. C means what? Okay, very good. Contribution. So what's your contribution? 20. Okay, 20 and 145. So how you put it in as a function? 20x plus what? That's all. That's your function. So even in the exam you have to do the same steps. Sometimes in the exam they might give you the what? The contribution per unit. You don't need to calculate. You straight down into what? Define the variables and start with the what? Objective function. Okay, but this question is full set. You have to do everything by rule. But here, in this question, you have contribution. Some of the exam question, they might give you a profit. So how do you change the function? They straight away give you the profit. How much the profit per unit? So how do you change the function? You change it into what? P. So later on, the final answer, immediately you will get the profit. You don't need to calculate the profit separately. because they already gave you the what? Profit per unit. So it can be either one. One, you find the contribution, then you find the profit, or they might give you the profit per unit. That will be the final answer straight away. No, after that, no breakdown. But most of the times, you have this kind of question. Okay. Now, number 4. What is the number 4? What is number 4? Again, start from C. What is it? No. What is this? Constraints. What is mean by constraints? The problems, the limitation. Now, all the problems that you have in this question, you have to change it into what? As an equation. Okay? Now, you have to change it as an equation. Now, number 1 over here. Problem number 1 in constraint. What is it? Before that, why you choose product L and U as your problem? Because of what? Yes, limitation in the demand, am I right? That is your main problem. So over here, problem number 1. Demand of what? Demand for product what? L. How much the demand for product L? 1,500 units. But you have to put it in as an equation. So how are you going to put it? L means what? X, am I right? Okay, X. What I told you just now when I explained. Limitation means what? You only can up to the maximum. That's your limit. You cannot beyond that. That's limitation. So 1,500 is the maximum. Exactly can be 1,005 or lesser than that. Am I right? So how you put it that symbol? Less than or equal to what? 1,500. Number 2. Demand for product U. So now how you put it the equation? Y less than or equal to 1,000. Very good. But what is this? This is what? 1,005, 1,000. What is this? Don't forget. Units. Next. Number 3. Now, because of the demand, we choose the L and U as the problem. That's limitation on demand. And after that, what is the next problem? Labor. Yes. Okay. So, over here, labor hours for what? For what? Labor hour for what? Which labor hour we got problem? No. Which one you have calculated in your contribution? For product L and U, you only have problem with the 2 and so over here type 2. labor hour for type 2. Now, how do you create that equation? What x? Now, if you look at it, in your type 2, you have 10, 10, type 3, you have 5, 25, am I right? So now, type 2, 10, 10, how you want to put it in? And then you have what? Don't forget, you also have dy, the labor hours, total hours, okay? The total maximum hours is given over there. So how are you going to put it? Huh? No. Then what do you want to do with the 10 and 10? Now the 20,000 and 25,000 hours, each type can work only for how many hours? 20,000 and 25,000 hours for type 2 and type 3. So what we going to do with the 10, 10? You still have to put it in. How are you going to put it in? 10x, 10y less than or equal to what? How much was that? 20,000 for type 2. Okay? Number 4. Labor hour for type 3. 5x plus what? 25y less than or equal to what? 25,000 hours. Can? Boleh? Number 5. Now 1 until 4 it's your what? It's your problem. We already done. The constraints done. Number 5, you have to put it. It's called what? What is this? Non-negativity, which is we call as x and y. No, it's not equals to 0. More than or equal to what? 0. Why it called more than 0 or equal to 0? You should not get any loss. That's the reason. It must be what? What is this actually? This is we call as what? Maximum profit with minimum cost. You cannot get any loss over here. Must be a profit. Okay? Now, on the next part. Number 5. What is that? Graph the what? Graph the constraints. So what are you going to put it over here? Your constraint, let x equals to 0, let y equals to what? 0. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 5 is only for the constraints part. You just put it non-negativity. Nothing much over there. So we got 4 over here. So what you should do? How you put it over here? As you're working. X equals to what? 1500. Y equals to 1000. 10x plus 10y equals to what? 20,000. 5x plus 25y equals to what? 25,000. Let's show the working how to get the let x equals to 0 and let y equals to what? 0. How are you going to do it? How are you going to do it? So over here, for the first one, yeah, x equals 0 and the y equals to 0. For the first one, so how are you going to do it? When I say x equals 0, so what's your equation over there? X equals to 1500. When you substitute 0 inside, what will happen? X becomes 0. That's all. Over here, your equation going to be 1500. When you substitute y equals to 0, am I right? Y is 0. Then x becomes what? It becomes 1500. Am I right? Y equals to 0. So x becomes 1500. When x equals to 0, x becomes 0, y becomes what? 1500. Either way around lah. Okay. So over here for the first one, when x equals to 0, what you should get here? What answer? When x equals to 0, you should get what? Y answer. When y equals to 0, what you should get here? X answer. Okay? But my question I not yet finished yet. Your working also not yet finished yet. What is that? When x equals to 0, you said x equals to 0. When x equals 0, y is how much here? 1500. Here, when y equals to 0, x is how much? 1500. Are you sure? How come you can say both 1500? Cannot, right? So how it works? When x equals 0, y is 1500. When y equals to 0, what should be here? We cannot both 1500 what? Cannot what? Sudah salah. So how? Come on, work it out for me. How much? Quite simple what? Simple maths. Okay, very good. So this one confirm? Yes. Okay. Next? So if y equals to 0, then x 1500. Are you sure? Cannot what? If y 1500, then x will be 0. If x is 0, then y will be 1500. Both also 1500. Cannot what? Either one only can be what? Then x will be 0. Huh? X equals 0. So just now you say confirm. So ini sudah salah. Ini pun sudah salah. How it works? X0 means y 1500. Okay. How come? Sure. Sure. Okay. Then y equals to 0 means? Huh? I'm waiting for you. Cannot what? Give me a concrete answer. You're changing any. That 0, this one 1005, 1005, this one 0. Which one is that? Which one? X0, y 1000. Now I want to put it in the working. So ini sudah salah. So how it works? When x equals 0, y equals to? Come back again, confirm, 1500. Over here, y equals to 0. So the final answer, x equal to 0, y equal to 1. Final answer. That's the working I'm asking. That's the working I'm asking. Put the working in. So how you going to put the working over here? X equals to what? 0. Y will be? Very good. So over here how much?
Y equals to 0, then X will be 1500. X will be 1500.
See, again you are telling 4,500 and then about 1,005.
No,
1,005. Cannot. You give me a wrong working again.
My answer is correct, right?
Answer is wrong. One answer is correct. One more answer is wrong. See, x equals to 1,500. Okay. So when I say
3,000 is it?
Huh?
3,000.
Why 3,000 now? Why 3,000? Nothing times over there. Straightforward. Very simple. X equals to 0. Y is how much? 1,500. Sure. Sure. If y equals to 0?
X 0.
0. Confirm. Confused. Never mind. I give you 2 minutes. Think and tell me the answer. I don't know. Think and tell me. I give you 2 minutes. Think and tell me the correct answer.
X.
X equals to 0 over here. So x equals to 0, now y equals 1,500. Sure? Okay, never mind. Let me tell you how it works here. Simple one, basic maths. To form 2 million. When I say x equals 0, that means here you substitute 0 into the x, right? Then you times with what? 1,500. When you 0 times 1,500, how much you will get? That's the working. Over here, when I said y equals to 0, do you have any y variables over here? No. Then it should be how much here? 1,500. Why are you so confused?
X equals to 1,500.
Again 4,500. Yeah, y equals to 0. Don't get confused. Straightforward. It's already show y equals to 0. Alright? You don't have the y variable. You only have the what? X variable. When y equals to 0, you get what answer? X answer. X answer is the what? 1,500. Nothing times what? Okay? Straightforward. Very straightforward. But here, x equals to 0, you have the x. When I say x equals 0, what answer are you getting? Y answer. Therefore, you substitute 0 into the x. 0 times 1,500, you get 0 back. So here, when x equals 0, how much you should get here? What would be the y answer? Y answer should be 1000, 1500. Sure. So here the working something wrong, am I right? Here what you should put it? Here what you should put it? What do you should put it here? Y equals to 1500. This is the one I'm asking you just now. Get it? When you say 0 is x, y should be how much? 1500. Put the working in. So over here, y equals to what? 1500. X should be how much? X should be 0. Are you sure? See again, confused already. Which one?
The breaks.
Pening already.
Yes.
Simple one, right? Sure, will they only teach you. So how?
Think was.
How are you gonna do it?
And must be 101,000.
Hmm?
There must be 10 and 1,000.
Ah, correct. So?
X must be 0.
Huh?
X must be 0.
So here should be how much?
The final answer x0 y,000.
Final answer.
Yes.
Okay, finally, confirm.
Think so.
Think so again. Confirm.
Not in the working, in the answer. Not answer. Answer part.
Okay, answer part. Okay, comes to answer part. So here x equals 0, y should be how much?
1,500.
Sure. Sure, 1500 here. Here?
0.
0. Sure. Wrong. Wrong what? See, let me tell you, your answer is wrong. You getting x answer, am I right? X equals to what? So here should be 1500 what? Am I right? Y equals to what? Y equals to what? 0. Y equals to 0. Now, all your working are correct. You are just confused with the x and y. Basically, this is what? Y. Now, from just now, you know what is the mistake? You keep on repeating this is x, and this is also what? X. Get it? Again, I repeat one more time. Okay? Clear? Get it now? Get it? Again, I repeat one more time. Yeah? Straight what is the answer, then I show you the working. Now, when they say x equals, correct? X equals, right? X equals, right? You already have the equal one. So how much should be here? 1000. then y equals to 0. Then why you put it here x equals to 0? When x equals to 0, y should be what? 0. When y equals to 0, x should be how much? 1500. Okay? Now your working is correct. What is your mistake? Here you getting x, here also you getting x. Dua-dua pun cakap x. It's supposed to be one is the y and one more is the what? X. That's why I'm asking you, it's not correct or wrong, correct or wrong. Suddenly change both 1005. Suddenly change both 0. Macam ni. Mana boleh? Got it? Straightforward, yeah? Understand now? Now. Very good. Cool. Next. Y equals to 1000. So how are you going to do it? Working number 2. Also straightforward, yeah? Don't get confused, yeah? So now, here going to be y equals to 1000, y equals to 1000. Am I right? That's the equation that you have. Straightforward question. When you say x equals to 0, that means you're getting what? X equals 0 means what answer you should get? Y answer. Okay, very good. X equals 0, they want the y answer, am I right? Y answer. Therefore, here should be what? 1000 lah. Y equals to 1000. Y equals to 1000. Simple as that. Straightforward. So here should be what? What 0 again? No. Y equals to 1000 what? Straightforward. X equals to 0 now. Now when they say y equals to 0, okay, 1000, or let me simplify it very easy. That means you times with 1000, am I right? You should get one here. When y equals to 0, what answer you should get? X. X should be how much? 0. Finally. X is 0, not y is 0. Understand, Gita? Okay. So over here, 0. Next, number 3. Number 3 lagi lah. Okay na? Sure. So equation going to be 10x plus 10y equals to 20,000, and here also going to be the same. So substitute 0 into the equation. So how much you should get? 2000. And here it's also going to be the same. Did you see that? Because just now was only got x and only got y, that's why you get confused. When you have the both must be one variable left, am I right? Now it's easier a bit. Actually, a long variable is much more easier than a short variable. You don't get confused here. Now, over here, 10x plus what? 10, you substitute 0 inside equals to 20,000. So left what? 10x equals to 20,000. X equals to 20,000 divide what? 10x equals to 2,000. So here both answer going to be what? 2,000. Working number 4. Equation 5x plus 25y equals to 25,000. 5x plus 25y equals to 25,000. Substitute the 0 inside 25y equals to 25,000. How much is that? 1,000. Over here, 5x plus what? Substitute 0 inside 25,000. 5x equals to 25,000. X equals to 25,000. Divide with 5. X equals to how much? You get 5,000. So come back to here. How much here? 1,000 and 5,000. Good. Great. Now, next is your graph. So please get ready with the graph. Number 6 is your graph. For me, the graph is going to be very easy for me to draw the graph. Right. I'm done with my graph. Are you ready? Please come up with the scale first. Now, if you look at it, your y-axis, the maximum going to be what? 2,000. Minimum is what? 1,000, am I right? Okay. But your x-axis, maximum going to be 5,000. Minimum going to be what? 1,500. So that's going to be our range. Okay. 1,000, 2,000, and 5,000 to 1,500. So basically, the scale, how much you want to start, it's up to you. But if The only golden rule you have to follow is when you use 1 cm, make sure the y and the x axis is 1 cm. If you use 2 cm, make sure the y and x axis is 2 cm. Don't y 1 cm, x is 2 cm, vice versa. Your graph will be wrong. Okay, so that's the only golden rule. So which value you want to start, it's up to you, as long as you fit the range. Enough. You fit the range, that's it. No problem. So here going to be what? Here going to be our y. Here going to be our x. 0. So let me make it shorter a bit, easier, look nice. And shorter as well. Now I'm done with my graph, with the scales and everything. We're done. Next is the plotting part. Now, how are you going to plot? You're going to follow the what? The constraints over here. Graph the constraints. Look at that. Y equals to 0, x equals to what? 1500. So x is 1500. So you go to your x, find for your what? 1500. Am I right? So my 1500 is in the middle over here, and I'm going to drag a straight line. Okay. 1500, I'm going to drag a straight line up the maximum scale, because y equals to what? 0. Okay, so you already have the x value. So you're going to be x straight to the maximum line. That's it. Finish. That is what? Please indicate x equals to 1500. See, wrong already.
Because NA is different.
It's same only, right? But you don't have another point. Another point is 0. When you have 0, takkanlah you want to drag line like that. Cannot work. When you have x, so it's no limits.
But actually, I start
Stop. Can, but later you want to find the region. How you want to find the region? You have to find the vertex, right? So that's why we need the line. And there is no limits. Okay? Go up. There's no limits. So that's x equals to 1500. How about next? Y equals to 1000. Same thing. From here, why is hanging here? Okay. Okay, never mind. Put it over there. Okay. Now that equals to what? 1000. Y equals to 1000. So far sorted. Are you with me? Okay. Now we are done with the 2 values. Next. Number 3. Number 3 is what? Y equals to 2000, x equals to 2000. Now you have the both points. And now you can connect. Okay? So how you connect? Find from the 2000, 2000, then you connect each other. From here to here. You connect. That. Now, this is what? No space. Let us put it here. Now, this equals to what? Just put the equation in. 10x plus 10y equals to what? 20,000. Next, y equals to 1000, x equals to what? 5000. From here to here. Okay, now this is going to be what? This line going to be how much? 5x plus. Have you did that before in your previous? No. Okay. But this one a lot. Now, my next question. Now we are done with all the lines. We got so far so good. Next we have to find the feasible region. Definitely, what is our feasible region? You have to shade. Yes, that's called feasible region. The shading area we call it a feasible region. Now, what is your feasible region? Which one? This area? Which area? This here, this one. This one. This one. Or this one. This one. Which one?
Below the 1000.
Here. 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 You mean here? No? Here is it? Now, how do you know which area? Now, this one you got did in Form 4, Form 5. No. You have to follow the equation. Go back to the constraints. Go back to the constraints. Yes, go back to the constraint. All is less, am I right? Before you find the region, which area that you have to shade, everything is less. Everything is what? Less. Okay, less. Everything going to be less. Now, once you done that, that is very important. It looks funny, but that is very important. Now, like just now, you say this area, this area, all wrong answer. Now, once I already shade, how do I know? And I'm saying this area that you should shade. Why?
Below 1005.
No, that's not the proper answer.
Minimum.
No. Now, when I no, it covers all the area. Now, if you look at it, the shading that I did over here in all the lines, if you look at this part, is that all the lines covers here? All the lines here. Here, okay, let me put it number 1. Is that all the shading here covered? All the lines covered? This is all less, this is not more. What? My shading goes that side, am I right? It's all going down. So it's not covering up this area, am I right? Okay, let's go to number 2. Is it covering up? Nothing. Not at all. Tak boleh. Here, okay, one line is covering up, am I right? Only one line. Only one line. Others? Number 3. Tak boleh juga. Let's go to number 4 over here. The small area. One line, two lines. Only two lines, am I right? Number 4. Also cannot, am I right? Let's go to number 5. This is number 4. Let's go to number 5. Can or not? Also one line only. Cannot. Tak boleh. Another one? Two lines, am I right? Here one line. See, here one. Here what? Two. Number 6. Also cannot because another line is not covering up. But when it comes to this part, 1, 2, 3. 3 lines are covering up. So therefore, the number 7 is much more better, am I right? Even number 8 also is only one line is covering up. Number 9 is one line only covering up. So the more lines that covering up the area is your feasible region. Understand? Don't go and simply choose. Tak boleh. That's the proper answer. Okay? So you have to do the same thing in the exam. So this going to be our what? And this is I call as feasible region. Now all this area I call as feasible region. This area I call as feasible region. When you do the shading, that's called feasible region. Even in combo profile. Next question. What is my intersection? You have to find the intersection to calculate the what? The value. Either. Yes, your OPP, optimum production plan. You need the intersection, right? What intersection? You got a lot of intersection. Here, 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 here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You got 10 intersections. Which intersection do you choose? Which one? Which intersection? Now, you must follow the what? Feasible region. You must follow the feasible region. Now, your first feasible region, it covers as this area, this one. That will be your first point, A. Second point, third point, and the fourth point, D. A, B, C, D. Okay? Because this area is in the Torah. So, first point, first intersection, shading, second intersection, shading, third intersection, until the end, fourth intersection. You must look at the feasible region. Now, for example, if in the exam, your feasible region comes from this area, for example, comes from this area. So your intersection will be how many intersections? 1, 2, 3, 4. You must look at the region. How much you cover up. Okay, so here you got 4 points. A, B, C, D. So that's going to be our point. So please, I want you to do one favor for me. Find exactly how much the value. Yes. For A, definitely I know 1000. For D, I know it's going to be what? 1500. I need the value for the B and C because you have the X, so you have the X and the Y. Y value, am I right? You have the X and the Y value. You got the both values here. So please get me the both values. How much? So once we done this, to put it in that value, we need what? Working number 7. Optimum what? Production plan, OPP. We need more space over here, so let me put it over here. Objective function. which is C equals to what? How much the objective function just now? 20x plus what? 145. What? So vertex and your objective function. So here we're gonna find how much your x. One, two, three, four. How much your x? And how much your y? Now, what is mean by vertex? That is called intersection point. That's called vertex. Sorry, I put it in 1, 2, 3, 4. It's easy to put it as A, B, C, D. How much? A is how much? X equals to 0, 1000. B?
X equal to 1250.
1250.
And y equal to 750.
Okay.
C equal to 1500.
X equals to 1500. Y?
500.
Confirm. Here D? 1500. Am I right? Y equals to? So we already get all the intersection points. It's easy to put as A, B, C, D. You don't put as 1, 2, 3, 4. Difficult here. Just follow the intersection A, B, C, D. Now, next. Next, we're going to find the contribution is how much. Over here. Yes. $20. We're going to substitute all the values. So X is how much? 0 plus 145. 1000. How much? 20. Here you're going to be 750. 20. 1500 plus 145. 500. And 20 going to be 1500 plus 1450. So here gonna be 145,000. Here gonna be 133,750. Here gonna be 102,500. And here gonna be what? 30,000. Can? So what is the conclusion over here for your part A? Which one is the highest contribution? A, B, C, which one? Or the D? A, am I right? So that is our highest contribution, which is vertex A, or we call as intersection point A. Okay, conclusion going to be what? Vertex A will contribute the maximum contribution of vertex A. Put it in a bracket like A. Okay, maximum contribution of RM of how much? 145,000, comma, with a function of what? 20, 0 plus 145,000 and constraints of what? If you look at the intersection A, am I right? Intersection A is basically is what? Y equals to constraint of Y equals to 1000. Next, part B. How much a profit? Now, how do you calculate profit in costing? You take your minus your fixed cost. So that's a formula, right? So same thing over here. Our highest contribution going to be how much? 145,000. Less your what? Fixed cost. How much your fixed cost? 18? 18,000, am I right? Minus, don't forget. How much your